people pointing the fingers one thing or another. You get your rear end in there and you play the way you know how to play. We can win the game. We're going to open it up. We're going to go fast tempo. Defense, get after Jordan Love. You can't give him that much time. You do what you're supposed to do, we'll win this game.
Check.
Yo, this JB the Cowboy fan. Yes, sir, I'm back with another one. What's up, everybody? Shout out to my subscribers. I'm trying to get to 1,000, y'all. Y'all help me out. Come on now. Let's get them subs up for me. I sure appreciate that. But I do like and appreciate, want to give a shout out to my subscribers that's already there. I sure appreciate y'all. But this video I want to get into and talk about, it's going to be about the latest news with Stephen Jones going on the Scoop show, well, Scoop City show, with Chase Daniels and Diana, on their podcast, talking about Dak Prescott contract with CeeDee Lamb and Michael Parsons. But see, the videos I've been hearing coming from the Dak fanboys, oh, it's imminent. Oh, talks. Oh, they've been having good talks and all this clickbait I've been seeing them put out. Basically, they trying to say Dak finna be signed real soon. But let's just listen to the video, because it just always seems to be that whenever something about that contract come up, when Stephen Jones or Jerry Jones talk about it, they always say, well, the deal's finna be done soon. They talking about it. They talking about it. But ain't no deal been done yet. They were saying it's the off season and shit. The whole off season. But let's listen to a big portion of the video. I'm gonna start this at 4 minutes in, because all the other stuff they was talking about, all the other stuff in the beginning. But I just want to get, let's look at the meat and potatoes of the video. Let's not just take snippets and clips of the video and then put it out there like that's all they talked about. Let's just listen. Enough of me.
When is the only word I can think of when I think of you, right? Because I'm thinking, when is Dak getting done? When is CD getting done? When is Micah getting done? When is Mike McCarthy getting done? When? So when will we have some answers here, Stephen?
Well, those things take time, and we're talking about deals here. When you're talking about CD and Dak, and somebody like a Micah coming up. I mean, you're talking about two players that aren't quarterbacks that feel like they, ought to be a little bit like Jefferson, the top paid 9 quarterbacks in the league, and then of course you have Dak, who's obviously his resume speaks for itself. I think he was second MVP voting last year. He's just had an extraordinary career here in Dallas, and those things just take time when you're talking about the amount of money involved. And of course, we're trying to a little bit play Houdini and how to keep all these guys around Dak and keep these players we were fortunate enough to draft. And when you start stacking them up like that, it's a challenge. It's not that it's not doable, but you certainly got to have some give and take if you want to do that. I know the Vikings there with Jefferson.
Hold on now. You talking about give and take. Okay. Give and take. Meaning that Dak got to realize these other players he needs to sign. So the give and take. So the give and take is Dak Prescott. To me, the only way he gonna get that extension is he gonna have to take a team friendly deal. So let's continue with this. Let's continue.
When they, made that inordinate deal at the receiver spot, they don't have one player on their team other than Jefferson making over $20 million. And of course, we got a big one in Dak, and we got Diggs right.
I don't mean to stop it, but listen to what he's saying. Listen to what he's saying about when you made that example with Justin Jefferson. how he one of the main players on that team making over $20 million. Just listen to this now.
Right there, and then you got Zach Martin and D-Law, and so we got a lot of guys making, quite a bit of money, and, there's no excuses. We, we think we can get this done, know we can get it done, but it just takes time.
Are you confident, Stephen, that you can get Dak done? Because, as you know, he's in the last year of his contract. Mike McCarthy's in the last year of his contract. Those are the two most important positions in all of sports, really. A head football coach and his quarterback, they're both going into sort of lame duck years. And what happens if you can't get Dak done? Is there a deadline? Is he going to set it? Do you guys have a deadline to be set?
Well, the answer to that question is we are optimistic that we can get these guys done. I know.
So, this is the clip what I've been seeing and hearing from the Dak fanboy. This is the part of the clip that they're optimistic. Okay. What the fuck does optimistic? I mean, I know what the word means, but do they actions in these contract negotiations with Dak look optimistic that they're going to re-sign him or extend him? Don't look like it's optimistic to me. Don't look optimistic to me. Let's go. Let's continue.
No, Dak, our goal is to get him done. He knows that. We're having conversations and, with his agent, with Dak personally, both Jerry and myself. And he knows our goal is to keep him here. He also understands the challenges and, you see, what happens to teams when you do have these high-priced quarterbacks. At some point, it's a challenge to keep everybody. Obviously, the Chiefs are an example of that, but they were able to, survive not keeping Tyreek Hill. And
But hold on, Steven. You know why they was able to survive without Tyreek Hill? Because they had a quarterback that let his nuts hang when it matters the most. That's why. Tyreek Hill was Patrick Mahomes' #1 receiver 2 years in a row, and he won a Super Bowl back-to-back with him. Meanwhile, Dak Prescott had #1s, #2s, #1s, #2s, #3s. He had a plethora of receivers from 2020 to 2023. 4 years. He had a plethora of weapons on that offense where Patrick Mahomes the last 2 seasons only had a tight end. And I'm not diminishing Travis Kelce, but the fact that Patrick Mahomes only had Travis Kelce as his weapon as a receiver? Remind me now, there is a position called tight end and wide receiver, right? And the wide receiver is supposed to be the closest to the quarterback than the tight end, right? Most of the time, the tight end is supposed to be the security blanket, right? But your wide receiver is supposed to produce more than your tight end. Dak ain't Patrick Mahomes, Stephen Jones. And that's the thing. He's not Patrick Mahomes, bro. Stop.
Some other top players, I think they let, one of the top corners in the league go this year, after this season. So, you have to make some tough choices along the way, but we're optimistic.
There you go, Trey Lance in the background.
We'll continue to grind away on that. I know, between fans and media, that's your job, is to ask when and can you and what happens if you don't. But, our eyes on the ball and in terms of getting these things done, and we're not thinking about what happens if you don't. We're trying to get the job done.
Internally, you must laugh a little bit of all the different ways we try to get you to give us an answer. But from you've made it really clear, even going back to you and I having that conversation at the league meetings in October in New York, and we were just right outside the hotel just chatting about Dak, and you just had such a confident look in your face, like, we believe in Dak. Dak's the guy. Why are you asking me these annoying questions? He's the guy. And it sounds like that is still the same sentiment in Dallas, and you guys do feel really optimistic this is getting done.
Wait a minute. I know I made a couple videos about Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones about that contract in the past. So if he's the guy, which they have said in those particular videos that I made from their interviews and podcast talking, they've been saying Dak was the guy. But if Dak is your guy and you know that, why haven't he been extended? If he's the guy, why hasn't he been extended? This should have been a done deal even before. This should have been a done deal coming out in March. Before goddamn April of the draft. This should have been a done deal if he's the guy. They don't believe Dak is the guy. Stop the nonsense, Stephen Jones. But you got Dak fanboys reporting this shit, and they know, to be honest, if Dak was the guy, the deal would have been done. Dak is going to have to play this season out. One, because Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones don't want to sign him to no big deal, considering what has been taking place, especially in that last playoff game. Two, Dak is going to have to get a team signed, waive that no trade clause. So it's going to be either or. Like I've been saying for 5-6 months now, Dak is going to have to take a team-friendly deal to get extended and get the contract, or he's going to have to waive his no trade clause, play this motherfucking season out. He's going to have to play the season out, waive that no trade clause. He's still not getting extended because they don't believe he's the guy.
At the end of the day, a lot of people want to, somewhat be critical of the organization, of Jerry and myself.
Right, Steven. Stick up for yourself.
And of course, Dak being
Stick up for yourself.
Front of it, you know that, Chase. Of our success in the playoffs.
Stick up for yourself.
At the same time, you got to, certainly recognize that we've won 36 regular season games in 3 years, which, of course, we're playing 17 now. I think the Patriots may have done that, doing it in 16 games on a 3-year run. But, we're having really great success in the regular season, and there's no question. I understand the criticism from our fans. I understand criticism from media. We all understand that, in terms of not winning the big game in the playoffs. And we certainly got to take that next step.
And that's why they
out there, and no one's assuming any.
And that's why they haven't extended Dak yet, because they seen him in the playoffs. Come on, man, they not blind. They're not blind. That's why Dak gonna have to play this season out, bro. Mike McCarthy gonna have to coach this season out, bro. I don't think Jerry and Steven. I don't think Jerry moving on this one. Well, I'm telling you, Jerry is not moving on this shit. Dak gonna have to play this season out. See, the thing is, how can I say it this time? Dak got an agent that's gonna play hardball, and Dak is not gonna say, "Look, man, I'll take this deal, whatever, blah blah blah. I just need the weapons. I need them bills. They talking they need the weapons. Okay, I want to sign a contract, make sure they go get these weapons and give me my players that I need. But Dak is not going to do that. You see, to me, that's the number one reason why this shit ain't been done yet, because Jerry Jones he already said the shit that Dak robbed him. He is not gonna move on this, especially the way Dak went out in the playoffs. You can say it was the defense, and Dak didn't have this, and they already had a 27-point lead at halftime. But Jerry Jones ain't budging. I'ma stand on that. And the fact that Jerry Jones ain't budging on this shit, Stephen Jones, I think this one time that Jerry Jones gonna have this shit over Stephen Jones. Lately, it's been Stephen Jones and convincing Jerry not to do this and not to do that and go cheat. But I guarantee you on this one, Jerry Jones ain't budging on this one. This Jerry Jones. Yeah, this Stephen Jones talking shit, saying all the good shit you want to hear. But Jerry Jones ain't budging on this. I stand on that shit right there. He's not budging. And the fact that Dak got a agent that gonna play hardball, Dak is gonna have to play the season out. That's bottom line. I wouldn't be I wouldn't be shocked if CD Lamb gets signed this season before Dak. I wouldn't be shocked. And the fact with Michael Parsons, he still got another year on his rookie deal. So I don't know all the contract shit with him, but I know they still ain't really got to do nothing with him until next season, till 2025. So I don't think they pressed about doing nothing with him. I think they probably gonna get CD Lamb done before they want Dak. Dak gonna play the season out. He's not gonna get extended. Let's get back.
Thing and when have another great regular season, and no one's going to give, and they shouldn't. No one's going to really give. Hey, they're going to get it done this time until they see it, and we understand that. We put ourselves in that position with our playoff winning percentage, and we do have to take that next step. But I certainly believe we can do it.
You guys are one of the best organizations, without a doubt, at scouting players, drafting well. Your rosters every single year are filled with so much talent. But what's the philosophy in regards to the contracts, right? Because now, look, we're headed into camp. This is what we're talking about. All odds are, can these deals get done? Some would argue, why didn't you guys do these earlier? So how do you guys go about your business financially behind the scenes?
Well, we're just now to the point where we can do a CD and a Micah. And, certainly you want to see these things play out. And certainly, a lot of times you want to make sure, certainly CD had his breakout year this year in terms of, really having a mega year in terms of his numbers and his statistics. And, of course, Micah just became eligible. And, of course, we've done a deal with that. So, after that, we've done Diggs. We got him done early. And, unfortunately, when you're paying these quarterbacks, the kind of money these teams are having to pay them, and it's not just a handful of them. There's, Chase, you followed, I'm sure, there's 12 to 16 guys that are making $40+ million. And, then you're restricted to paying, 5 or 6 guys. And believe me, it doesn't feel good to watch a Baez lead the organization. It doesn't feel good to watch.
Let's be honest. To be honest, man. Come on, Steven. Come on, Steven. Get the man name right. But yeah, that is gonna have to take a team friendly deal. But we get it. We know how y'all wait till training camp to what y'all want to sign. But to me, this time is gonna be different. You see, because all throughout the offseason, OTAs and voluntary, reporting to camp and all this, rookie report, all this shit starting up for the season. All we kept hearing, yeah, they've been talking, yeah, that's gonna get signed. I've seen plenty of videos over these last few months. That's gonna be signed. Ain't happened yet. And it's not gonna happen this season. Only way Dak remain with the Cowboys if he get to the NFC Championship this season. If Dak can get to the NFC Championship, I think win or lose, he'll be re-signed to a new deal. But that's my thoughts as far as like him getting to the NFC Championship. But I think if he lose but performs, like really perform and have the team really, closer. They just happen to lose on some shit. So I'm like, oh damn, they should have won. They played good, blah blah, blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Then I think that will be extended and re-signed. If he wants to stay with the Cowboys. But anything less than an NFC Championship appearance, bro, Trey Lance will be the new quarterback in 2025, like I said in a few videos that I've already made like 4-5 months ago. Yes, sir. But see, all that talk that they putting out that these videos I see that these Cowboy content creators putting out about Dak being signed, all on saying the same thing about the possibilities what Stephen Jones was saying. You know what I'm saying? It's still possibilities. So I'm just trying to figure out why they keep, you know what I'm saying, you know, posting and talking about possibilities and shit. Cause I'm like, there's nothing definite that's been said in stone. Or cause to me, what if they gonna report something about this contract with Dak, you know, getting signed? Why they can't wait till he signed? Why they have a interview on a podcast with Stephen Jones that Dak is gonna be, you know, all of a sudden signed all of a sudden? Like, I mean, I don't understand that shit, man, because it's not true. He ain't been signed. I mean, they can't be. Look at. Okay, never mind. I just want to look at this article that I saw that was earlier today from Miguel Angel Fernandez Castro. He's some on the some Bola VIP. You see it. I don't know what, you know, it's NFL, so NFL backing it up. So he's a writer for NFL. NFL backing this up, putting this out there. But they saying, you know, Dallas Cowboys finally admit that Prescott could be gone soon, though. I mean, what? I mean, shit. So what he's saying, let's read this shit and see what they talking about. Let's read this shit. So, last season, Dak Prescott was putting up MVP numbers with the Dallas Cowboys, propelling them to be a real Super Bowl contenders. Then, an incredible loss in the wild card round of the playoffs against the Green Bay Packers left the franchise stud. Okay, yeah, I get that. Okay, what should be a long-term project led by Prescott and other stars like CeeDee Lamb and Michael Parsons suddenly became chaos. No one got contract extension. Yeah. So hold on, let me see what he's trying to say with this title. Finally admit that Prescott could be gone from Cowboys front office admit that Prescott might leave the team. Well, how is he reporting this at? This is July 20. Oh, this was earlier afternoon today. But that interview on the podcast of Scoop with Chase Daniels and that was what, yesterday, day before. I'm not sure exactly when the interview was, but I've been seeing the videos by the Cowboys, some of the Cowboy content creators they made yesterday. So I'm just assuming that the video came out maybe earlier Friday morning or something like that, afternoon. Cause I'm just seeing their videos, you know, today and stuff. But this was done. This article was put out earlier this afternoon. Okay. No one got contract extensions, and as a consequence, fans and experts were absolutely in shock due to Jerry Jones' decisions. Now, the biggest story of the NFL, Dak Prescott could be tired of all this. I've been saying this shit. Because there was another video, another interview with Dak. I won't say another interview. It was an interview. He kind of covered a lot of stuff, and one of the points was where he was saying that he wouldn't be like scared or shocked or surprised if he would end up playing for another team next season, and how he would feel about doing that. Yeah, I said this in my 6-part series about Dak Prescott to get his contract extension. The quarterback is set to become an unrestricted free agent in 2025, and the Dallas Cowboys might not have a chance to keep him. Why would they say that? Would Dak Prescott leave the Cowboys? Dak Prescott is entering the final year of his contract with the Dallas Cowboys, and because of his huge clause in the deal, Jerry Jones isn't allowed to use the franchise tag. Jerry Jones wasn't going to use the franchise tag anyway. To me, that's why I made a video about this too specifically. They was never going to franchise Dak Prescott again. So to me, when they talk about the leverage Dak had with that franchise tag, to me, that shit was minute. It wasn't going to mean nothing. The only thing that mattered to me with that contract stipulation what Dak had was the no trade clause. And it was up to Dak to waive it. And to me, that's where Dak going to come into where he get frustrated with the team because they going to make him play out that deal. Now, in the biggest story of the NFL, Dak Prescott could be tired of all this uncertainty. See, that was the only thing to me that mattered in Dak's contract when they talking about Dak was he had the leverage. Because they weren't gonna franchise tag Dak to me anyway. To me, I think they was on a do or die season this season for Dak. They went in with a do or die season to me, and they're thinking with Dak this season. And what happened in the playoffs? Jerry Jones was like, no! You gonna play this last year out, homeboy, and you gonna show me what you gonna be about. This is a show me year for Dak and Mike McCarthy, but especially for Dak Prescott. He is not gonna get the extension the extension of this contract before the season starts. He's gonna have to play this season out, bro. He's going to have to play it out. Watch. As a consequence, nothing will stop Dak from free agency with a lot of teams offering record-breaking money. It's important to remember that just a few weeks ago, Trevor Lawrence, got his deal. Prescott could easily reset the market with a $60 million per deal to become the highest paid player in NFL history. In this scenario, the Cowboys finally admitted they could lose their star quarterback. This is Stephen Jones' take in Scoop City Park. There you go. Yep. So he kind of covered a little bit of the part where I was making my videos on about Dak possibly waiving that no trade clause. Telling you, I made a video about that months ago. Will Dak Prescott sign a contract extension with the Cowboys? Stephen Jones, the director of personnel for the Dallas Cowboys, also delivered a very surprising statement about Dak Prescott's situation in that interview. Considering CeeDee Lamb and Michael Parsons are also expecting big contract extensions, he didn't sound all in to keep Dak. Did the Dak fanboys, Cowboy content creators, forget about that part of the details and the context of the interview? Honestly, I didn't read this whole article. I just kind of saw this shit. So, okay, this is what Stephen Jones had to say. Obviously, his resume speaks for itself. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I seen that part in the video. Yeah. He was second in MVP voting last year. He just had an extraordinary career in Dallas. Those things just take time when you're talking about the amount of money involved. Of course, we're trying to play a little bit Houdini in how to keep all these guys around that and keep these players. We were fortunate to even to draft. Okay. The big problem for Stephen Jones and his team's front office is that right now Dak is more comfortable waiting patiently for 2025. There's no need to rush things, and we will become the most coveted free agent. But yeah, at the same time though, that's okay. He can sit and wait, but he's gonna have to perform, and it ain't gonna be about the regular season. Dak is gonna have to show up and go deep in the playoffs, though. Yeah, he can wait comfortably. But when them playoffs comes, if they make it, he's gonna have to go deep. So regardless if he feel like he got time, he gonna have to perform though. Here's the rest of Stephen Jones' comments or statements. Those things take time. We're talking about deals here. You know when you're talking about CeeDee Lamb and Dak, and you know somebody like Micah coming up. I mean, you're talking about two players that are quarterbacks that feel like they ought to be a little bit like top paid non-quarterbacks in the league. Yeah, of course. So basically, Stephen Jones like, look, man, we want to keep these guys too, and we want to sign them too, Dak. So you gonna have to take that team for the deal. I keep saying it, bro. I keep saying it. So this is the guy, the article right here. Miguel Angel Fernandez Castro. Okay, Miguel Angel Fernandez Castro. Yeah. Bottom line is, all this clickbait these Cowboys content creators putting out about Dak and his contract, man. Oh, boy. Nothing has changed. Nothing. Dak is going to have to play this season out, and he's going to have to perform big and go deep in the playoffs, or it's going to be Trey Lance in 2025 as the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. Yo, this is JB the Cowboy fan. I appreciate y'all for listening to me. Like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go, Cowboys.